Welcome, dear friends, to this special super full moon. The sun is in the earth sign of Capricorn, and the moon is in watery Cancer. We'll talk about these opposing energies a little later, but first I'd like to summarize for you some words from the well-known astrologer Pam Gregory. In her latest podcast, she talks about the specific energies that we can expect to experience in 2026. It feels very hopeful and inspiring, and I won't attempt to go into all the various aspects and placements, but I'll try to condense her information into just the general themes. She says that 2026 will bring in an energy very different from 2025. This energy will be exciting and dynamic and fast-moving. It will be less dense and tangible and much more fluid. With this super full moon, there will be a definite pull on our psychics. There's a lot of seismic activity that can potentially manifest. And because the Cancer moon is sitting right next to the sun in the US chart, this will impact the leadership of our country, specifically the president. The focus will be on foreign relations, on the status of the dollar, and a lot of legal developments. Venus and Mars are in perfect balance, bringing in a balancing of the divine feminine and the divine masculine. Yay! We could see leaders around the country falling from power. There will be lots of light coming into our planet and a shift to soul consciousness of being, bringing everyone together into a higher state of being. It's a revolutionary energy with much potential for healing. So to me, this sounds very promising and hopeful and inspiring. I'm really tired of the 2025 energy, so I'm looking forward to this big shift. My kids at our last Christmas gathering asked me how I wanted to summarize 2025, and I said, it really sucked for me. There were just a lot of health issues and a lot of other stuff, and the energy was just so discordant. So anyway, let's dive now into the energy of Capricorn and Cancer. Today we celebrate the sun in the sign of Cancer, Capricorn, and the moon, which is in the sign of Cancer. Capricorn represents the father principle, not to be confused with patriarchy or how we traditionally view the masculine energy. It's a principle that embodies spirit, while Cancer represents the mother or matter, form. It is lightly suggested that the father principle knows what to do, but doesn't know how to do it, while the mother principle knows how to do it, but doesn't know what to do. Of course, that's a great generalization, but the idea is that the father is the active energy, while the mother is receptive, not to be confused with passivity. Capricorn is an earth sign, which means it embodies the qualities of solidity, pragmatism, and concrete reality, whereas Cancer is a water sign, making it much more fluid and sensitive and emotional. One question for us to contemplate this month is, how do we balance the go with the flow energy of Cancer with the let's make it happen energy of Capricorn? How do you see this dynamic playing out in your everyday life? Can you relax into the unfolding, or do you need to do something to take action? Capricorn is a provider. Cancer is the nurturer. Can we learn to be a nurturing provider? Cancer feels. Capricorn, not so much. How can we become lovingly detached? Hard for Cancer energy to become detached from anything she loves. Neither sign is radical or impulsive, although both contain strong will energy. The symbol for Capricorn is the mountain goat. Sure-footed and steady, the goat climbs the mountain. of either material achievement or spiritual enlightenment, depending on its level of consciousness. Either mountain demands discipline, commitment, and an ability to focus on the goal. So this is a poem by Maya Stein called How to Climb a Mountain. Make no mistake, this will be an exercise in staying vertical. Yes, there will be a view later, a wide swath of open sky, but in the meantime, tree and stone, and if you're lucky, a hawk will coast overhead, scanning the forest floor, if you're lucky. And if you're lucky, a set of wildflowers will keep you cheerful. Mostly, though, a steady sweat, your heart fluttering indelicately, a solid ache perforating your calves. This is called work, what you will come to know eventually and simply as movement, as all the evidence you need to make your way. Forget where you were. That story is no longer true. Level your gaze to the trail you're on, and even the dark won't stop you. End quote. To use the energies of Capricorn at their highest level, we must learn to trust our inner knowing. We become our own authority. We stand in our sovereignty and claim our spiritual power. We climb the mountain of spiritual aspiration, and when we reach the mountaintop, we are transformed, and we take on the mantle of our true nature, a being of light. But this is not the end of our journey. We are called then to travel back down the mountain, to become a beacon of light for humanity. The soul-centered mantra for Capricorn is, lost am I in light supernal, yet on that light I turn my back. One of the challenges in Capricorn is to choose the right mountain to climb. There is a temptation with this energy to begin the journey on the mountain of material achievement. The mantra for the Capricorn personality is, let ambition rule and the door stand wide. The focus of the life is to open the door to the fulfillment of material ambition. Hence, they can be self-centered and ego-driven. They live to achieve, to be successful, to make their mark. So for many lifetimes, they climb that mountain. They may reach the top and see their success mirrored in their material possessions, their status, their powerful leadership positions. But this mountain is all about themselves as a personality. All of their achievements reflect back to them how great they are. There's no awareness of giving back, of sharing, or striving for something higher than themselves. Then, at some point, there is an awakening, where they become aware of their spiritual nature. Then the journey begins up the second mountain, the mountain of spiritual enlightenment. At this full moon time, let us spend some time contemplating whether we are on the right track, on our track, or have we somehow taken a detour? Are we climbing the right mountain? Can we trust our own inner guidance to lead us, or are we still bound by society's standards? To move forward on our own path takes courage, because we must let go of everything that does not serve us. We can call on the discipline, the commitment, the steadfastness of Capricorn to help us navigate the path to the top of the mountain. Now let us talk about how these two energies can work together. Cancer strives to recognize and fulfill its physical, emotional, and spiritual necessities. while Capricorn aspires to develop an internalized sense of authority, sovereignty, and responsibility. When we ignore our needs and give our power away, we become victims, stuck in codependency and martyrdom, sacrifice and resentment. When integrated, Cancer's emotional intelligence and Capricorn's grounded pragmatism allow us to access vital information from both our inner and outer realities so that we can honor our own requirements and desires, as well as our duties and commitments to others. What is our inner child trying to tell us? How could we be a more loving mother and a more protective father to ourselves? All full moons illuminate the shadow side of each sign, as well as their spiritual quests. Too much Cancerian water, too much unprocessed emotion and wounding, and our rational frontal cortex is flooded, shunting us into our reactive fight, flight, or freeze reptilian brain. Too much Capricorn Earth blocks us from fulfilling our destiny, burying our spirit in numbing routines and stifling traditions. The dark side of Cancer can be either the eternal child, dependent and unwilling to grow up, or the eternal mother, harried, overburdened, and depressed. Capricorn's shadow can also manifest in contrary ways as blind faith and conformity, wanting to be told what to do and who to be, or in coveting power and control, worshiping status, wealth, and winning at any cost. Where are we being called to balance caring for others with taking care of ourselves? Both Cancer and Capricorn are yin, receptive signs, which function best by reflecting inwardly first before taking action. Let us prepare now for our guided visualization. Making sure you are seated comfortably with your spine erect. As you close your eyes, put your attention gently on your breath. Begin to breathe slowly and evenly, and pay attention to the feeling of alignment and centeredness that begins to emerge. Now, gently breathe in the color green, and with the out breath, say calm. Breathe in the color white, and with the out breath, say peace. Breathe in the color rose pink, and with the out breath, say love. Notice how your body feels now that it is filled with calm, peace, and love. Now, in your imagination, see yourself in a beautiful grassy field. The sun warms your body as you find a comfortable place to sit or lie, and you feel yourself touching the earth with your body. Feel the mother energy of Cancer holding you, supporting you, nurturing you. Now let your eyes wander up to the skies, to the heavens, and imagine the father energy of Capricorn there, the realm of spirit. Ask now that these two energies join within you at the heart, the alignment of spirit and matter. Breathe that alignment into your body. Feeling this alignment and the power it brings you, you quietly begin to stand up. And as you do, you see in your imagination a beautiful mountain. Begin to walk toward that mountain. Soon you begin to climb. If you imagine that this is a picture of where you are on the spiritual path, where do you place yourself on this mountain? Just starting out? Halfway up? There's no judgment here. Just notice. This is the mountain of your spiritual ascent. Pause for a moment and rest right where you are. Then look behind you to the beginning of the trail and take a moment to appreciate how far you've come. Can you see the thread of your life being woven together into a beautiful tapestry because of your conscious choices to follow your soul's calling? Send gratitude and appreciation to yourself for the journey you have made so far. Then, with courage, look ahead to the mountaintop. It's an arduous journey to the top. You know it will take courage and determination to reach the peak. Going within again, ponder for a few moments on what might be in the way of you reaching the summit. What might help you transform those obstacles? Now, seeing yourself standing in your place on the mountain, imagine a brilliant light radiating downward from the mountaintop. No matter where you are on this mountain, that light is pulling you upward, urging you to take every necessary step to reach the top. Take a moment to dedicate yourself anew to this sacred journey. Once you reach the pinnacle, you feel yourself enveloped in light. Your mind is illumined. Your heart is expanded. You are transformed, changed by this brilliance. Take a moment to just breathe this in. What does it feel like to have your mind become illumined and your heart expanded? When you feel complete, climb gently down the mountain and take yourself back to your sacred spot. And give thanks now for this opportunity to see more deeply into your spiritual path. Before you open your eyes, I'd like to close with this poem by M. Clare called Love Itself. Please do not regret all those moments that have brought you here. If you are reading this or hearing this, then your perseverance has been answered and a grace is coming. So for now, hold on loosely to where you are. And like knots on a rope that mark your reaching, hand over hand, you will continue to climb. Sometimes through ecstasy, sometimes through white agony, but higher into ever more light. This same formula over and over again. Until that day you find yourself just a beacon, only flame, in a place where even love itself has come undone. End quote. And because we're ending one cycle and beginning another, I'd like to just say a few words about that. As we begin this new year, we are crossing a threshold, leaving behind all the pain, sadness, and chaos from 2025, and envisioning a new year ripe with possibilities and hope. In that vein, I'd like to begin with a prayer. The opening of this prayer is taken from what we are told is the oldest prayer in the world, the Gayatri. Quote, O thou who givest sustenance to the universe, from whom all things proceed, and to whom all things return. End quote. Please hear our prayer. At this special time when we are welcoming a new year, we wish also to honor the gifts of this past year. Through our grief, may we find again the light. Through our despair, may we feel hope being birthed in us again. Through the chaos, the fear, and uncertainty, may we find peace. May we see that through all these challenges, we were strengthened. May we realize that the pain broke our hearts open to more compassion. May we recognize that through all the powerful, painful images we saw, we were inspired to greater service. We send our gratitude for these precious gifts. As we begin this new cycle, we ask for grace to see us through whatever is ahead. We ask for vision to help us see what is possible. And we ask for courage to face the unknown. We ask for help in finding that understanding and compassion within ourselves so that we may be of greater service to the world. And now, I bless this year of my life. I bless all that it offered me, and I bless all that I received. I thank myself for this year of my life. I thank myself for everything I tried, whether or not it worked. I thank myself for all the times I believed in myself, even if I could not sustain it for as long as I would have liked. I thank myself for living this year with as much integrity as I could muster, given the circumstances. I thank myself for never giving up, even though there were moments of despair. I'm grateful to have survived. I'm grateful for the times I stretched. I thank myself for the times I got it right. I thank myself for the times I spoke my truth and for the times I hunted for my truth. Now I ask that this new beginning be blessed. May I feed it with my love and attention. May this new beginning grow into a beautiful year of blessing for myself and for the world. Namaste, dear friends, and I wish you a year of peace, joy, and ease. And so it is.